Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This is going to be about some WWE news, slight TNA news. RVD's birthday was today, or actually yesterday now that it is actually Monday. He turned 41. Trish Stratus had a birthday. She turned-ish, I should say. Well, just ish. That's Trish. Okay, well, and Stone Cold turned 47. His birthday is December 18th, 1964. Trish doesn't say what year, so. Well, she turned 36, so just subtract today's year from 36. Happy birthdays going out to Stone Cold also. He has indicated that he feels he has one more match in him. Whether he laces up his boots again remains to be seen, but he has carved out a nice niche for himself in Hollywood as a star of several straight-to-DVD movies, as well as some big screen work as well. If you're not familiar with his TV show that he was with Cheech Marin and also what's his face? Can't think of his name right off the top of my head. Did the Crockett and Tubbs TV show, but the one Stone Cold was on was called Nash Bridges. Don Johnson, there we go. Don Johnson was his name. Okay, well, there you go. Hall of Famer Jim Ross updated a blog section of his jrsbarbecue.com website. Following items from the highlights. To order JR's barbecue products, visit www.shop.com. He was commenting on Mark Henry vs. Big Show at TLC World Heavyweight title where chairs are legal. He says his guess is that champion and world's strongest man retains the title. Hope that these two can top their most recent pay-per-view bout, but I felt was that an outstanding super heavyweight contest. I can see this match ending somewhat suddenly, given the talents involved, and the added element of chairs. Ross also delivered his full match prediction, just as I'll be doing later today. As always, you can read Ross's comment blog by using the link above, and we merely run the highlights. Okay, he spoke on Triple H and Kevin Nash. Don't overlook them two established veteran stars. Both men want to make a great accountings of themselves, where a sledgehammer hangs above the ring and can only be reached by using a ladder. Expect to see the ladder used in a multitude of offensive ways, and en route to the sledge, finishing one of the two former Click members. I have Triple H winning at TLC. With all the main event experiences both men have, he's got belief that this can be a potential show stealer. To me, it wasn't. A potential show stealer? How's that for a bold prediction? I certainly believe that both men will be out to prove something. Nash would love to silence his critics, and I'm sure the prideful Triple H would like to have a good match as well with his longtime friend. I don't see them stealing the show, but I could see them exceeding expectations. And Ross's quotes on Michael Hayes as a color commentary. Tater. P.S. was exceptional and knew all the nuances of how to be a villain. Had great timing and, most importantly, knowing how to establish the personas of every performer on TV, whether they be friend or foe. I enjoyed our days together with Cowboy Bill Watts, UWF. He had a bitter on-air rivalry, but never allowed that to interfere with the storytelling and making talents bigger stars. I actually seen some of the matches on YouTube where JR was commentating with Michael Hayes just earlier this week. Hayes was very, very good back in the UFW days. He and Ross brought a real energy to that great syndicated series. Here's hoping that Bill Watts and his ex-wife and WWE will eventually reach an agreement on a tape library sale, as the UWF/Mid-South footage would be a tremendous addition to the WWE network. Other topics they included predictions for every TLC match, Brock Lesnar versus Alistair Overeem Japanese stars in North America, and much more. Well, okay, former diva Maria Kanelis confirmed on her Twitter page she will appear at the final Battle pay-per-view of the year for Ring of Honor. And you can read the announcement at Twitter, Maria Kanelis. Maria will appear in the corner of her real-life boyfriend, Mike the Prodigy Bennett. And that goes out to a buddy of mine who watched the TLC pay-per-view with me tonight. That's Robert. And Bennett will join El Generico in challenging Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor TV title in a three-way match. Well, I didn't know Jay Lethal had the title. Way to go, Jay. All right. UFC fighter Brock Lesnar was charged with 3 deer hunting violations during a 2010 hunting and fishing trip in Medicine Hat, Alberta. Lesnar was charged with failing to tag a deer after killing it, allowing edible mule deer flesh to be wasted or abandoned, and illegal possession of a deer. Lesnar was scheduled to appear in court on Thursday of this week, but the case was continued to January 19th. Lesnar was popped when a taxidermist was inspected and a white-tailed deer was found untagged. Oh. Okay, WWE live events. Notes from update on a newcomer, Dean Ambrose. Daniel Bryan defeated Dean Ambrose by submission with the label lock. This was the first time the reporter has ever seen Ambrose in action. And he's given not clear what gimmick he is trying to portray, or since he didn't see Ambrose, see him get on the mic to cut a promo, Ambrose's character was a bit strange, mainly with constantly shaking of his head throughout the match. Should also point out that on the back of Ambrose's tights was written, how can a person have 3 words written on the tights? And they're big words. Explicit, Ambrose, violence. So I guess it's explicit on top, in the middle, his name, and then violence on the bottom. Well, let's just see what he actually comes out with in his actual debut on TV. So make your own judgments on that. Lots of back and forth action during the match, with Ambrose body slamming and connecting on a shoulder tackle to Bryan. Bryan bounced back with a drop kick and a European uppercut. The finish of the match was when Bryan hooked the label lock on Ambrose to score the submission victory. Very good match, even though Ambrose lost the match. He was sharp and competitive throughout the match. Ambrose could be a major player for WWE down the road. After the match, Dolph Ziggler ran in the ring and hit the zigzag on Daniel Bryan, drawing lots of boos in the process from the crowd. So they gave a pretty mixed reaction from the Dean Ambrose debut on that person's perspective. Former WWE wrestler Kenny Dykstra, real name Ken Doane, who wrestled, like I said, as Kenny Dykstra, is one of the featured wrestlers in the Wrestling Retribution Project Daily First Look. You can view the photo at geekweek.com. The wrestler with Doane that is pictured is named Kevin Matthews. The duo is known as tag team the Illuminati, and their tagline reads, "Enlightened men for unenlightened times." Somebody was asking me earlier this week about Marty Jannetty, what he's been doing. Well, he's got a wrestling event coming up at Wrestling Universe store in Flushing, New York, where he's signing autographs from 1 to 3 p.m. For more details, visit WrestlingUniverseOnline.com. It was unknown if he's actually wrestling or not. Probably just signing autographs. Because he does do some indie feds. Just like Hacksaw Jim Duggan does it every once in a while. Even though he's so-called retired. You can take the wrestling out of the superstar, but you can't take the superstar out of wrestling. Okay, John Cena and Kane have been added to the WWE's December 27th live event at Madison Square Garden. So there's your spoiler that Cena's going to get his revenge on Kane. Well, Kane at that same house show with Dean Ambrose took out Cena again, just like he did on Raw. Well, R-Truth is almost out of his suspension. It'll be next weekend and is advertised for the December 27th Raw live event, also at Madison Square Garden. Truth will likely return to Raw on the December 26th show from Chicago. Speaking to WWE Magazine, Kevin Nash explained why he has managed to withstand Father Time. Well, it's called Hair Club for Men, I guess, or whatever it's called. Women buy it at Walmart. You can hair color your hair, which has allowed him to secure plum roles in the image-conscious WWE at the age of 52. So there's your age of Kevin Nash at the present time. And he's quoted by saying, "I've been blessed with Indian heritage, and I haven't aged much facially. And keep in mind that the fact that I'm talking to you in front of the gym. I go to the gym every day. I eat a clean diet. Today I weighed in at 282 pounds, and I haven't weighed that since I was 22 years old," says the 6-time world champion. People who had seen me with gray hair thought I was so old. Then when I dieted, they said, "Oh wow, he doesn't look that old anymore." But here's what I don't understand. We have a segment sponsored by Just for Men, and the fans chant it when I come out, and they're not doing something. I just don't get it. Does anyone not see the correlation there? Wouldn't it be more advantageous for them to put my beard and mustache on and say, "Hey, you're up next"? And I do a 5-minute cover my gray routine in front of the camera. But no, they leave it to the Madison Avenue guys. Update on Ashley Massaro. She used to perform for WWE from 2005 to 2008. Well, she returned to the arena at a house live event. So she sat ringside at Saturday's Raw live event at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, and also brought, that was in Uniondale, New York. Former diva resides in the area. That's where she lives now. And she stated on Twitter that she took probably a busload of children to the event. It just says took children to the event. Stone Cold will launch his official website, BrokenSkullRanch.com, on Sunday. Well, that should be today. Actually, now it's Monday. The official website of the Izod Center is advertising a Santa Claus Little Helper Diva Tag Team match, pitting Caitlyn and Tamina against AJ and Alicia Fox for the December 30th, 2011 SmackDown Live event. For those that don't know, Caitlyn attacked her longtime partner at last week's SmackDown taping, but was not shown on the TV portion of it, and aligned herself with Beth Phoenix with their Divas of Doom, or whatever they call them now. The angle, however, was scraped as it did not air on the TV show during the broadcast, and WWE has not followed up on their relationship since then. Okay, now for the pay-per-view results. But first, your dark match results. Okay, the guy reporting portion of this said he just sent in the dark match itself. He said he heckled at John Cena tour bus while before entering the building. We are on the railing, no ramp, just carpet on the floor. There are tables, ladders, and chairs hanging up like last year's event. And there was only one dark match. Drew McIntyre defeated Alex Riley. McIntyre won with a future shock in a 5-minute match. Pay-per-view starts off with a normal video package before a package for tonight's matches. We're live from Baltimore, Maryland as the pyro goes off and Michael Cole welcomes us to tables, ladders, and chairs. Cole is then joined by Jerry the King Lawler. Vicky Guerrero came out and asked everyone to excuse her. What, she got to go to the bathroom or something? She introduces the current United States champion, Dolph Ziggler. Out he comes. The United States title match is first, which opens the pay-per-view, as I predicted, which was going to be anyways. Going to be the first match from earlier this week. Ziggler made his way to the ring. Out comes Zack Ryder next to a nice reaction. So, what does that tell you? The challenger is announced second during a match, so that should be your spoiler right there, that Zack Ryder is your new champion. Well, wait. Ziggler makes his way. Okay, I already said that. Bell rang and Ziggler took Ryder's leg out, sending him to the mat. They lock up again, and Ziggler does the same again. Ziggler keeps control until Ryder caught him in mid-air and catapulted him into the turnbuckle. Seems like it was a bit like Snake Eyes. Ziggler ended up on the floor. Ryder runs the ropes and leaps out over the top, taking Ziggler out. Ryder first fist pumps and slams Ziggler into the ring apron before rolling him up onto it. Then they fight on the apron, and Ziggler dropped Ryder's face into it. Ziggler brought him back in the ring and worked Ryder over. Neck breaker by Ziggler. Ziggler dropped about 10 elbow drops on Ryder and shows off for the crowd. Ziggler dropped a big elbow and covered Ryder for a 2 count. They got up, traded shots. Ziggler drops him with an elbow to the face. Ziggler applied a headlock again, now. Ziggler used Ryder's body to hold his feet so he could do some sit-ups. Ziggler with a 2 count. Ryder finally makes a comeback and hits a drop kick off the second rope for a close 2. More back and forth action. Ryder with a pair of clotheslines. They run the ropes and Ryder slams Ziggler's face into the mat. Ryder with a big right hand in the corner. Ryder fist pumps and hits the big boot in the corner. Call it a big boot. Ryder covered, but Vicky puts Ziggler's leg on the ropes. The referee sees it and breaks the pin. The referee sends Vicky to the back, banning her from ringside. Ryder rolls Ziggler up for a 2. Ziggler counters with a pin attempt. More back and forth trading shots. Ziggler hit the big leg drop for a 2. Ziggler went for the sleeper, but Ryder countered it. Ziggler drops Ryder for another 2. They go at it in the corner. Ryder hits a hurricanrana from the top rope, but Ziggler barely kicks out at 2. Ziggler counters the rough Ryder and gets another 2 count. Ziggler charges in the corner, but Ryder hits him with knees. Ryder hits the rough Ryder for the pin and is a new U.S. champion. Congratulations, Z, the True Long Island Story on YouTube. winner and new champion, United States champion, Zack Ryder. Ryder got a big pop from the crowd and celebrated his title win. That match I did not see, and the Divas, the snake segment I did not see. I was trying to get online because I got home from work kind of late with my buddy, and we had my wife had a car problem, so I had to go rescue her as well. Okay. Well, Alicia and Booker are backstage talking when Cody Rhodes attacks Booker from behind for the first knockdown. Cody beat Booker up until officials come in and run him off. Tag title match is up next. Epico and Primo versus Air Boom. We go to the ring and out come tag team champions Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston out. Next comes the team of Primo and Epico with Rosa Mendez. Okay, out. We go to the ring. Okay, I already said that one thing. Epico started the match off with Evan Bourne. Rolls him up. He rolled Bourne up early. They lock up again, and Bourne rolled Epico up. They trade blocks. Bourne got in some kicks and tagged in Kofi. Kofi hit a big drop kick and covered for a 2. Kofi catapulted Epico for a 2 count. Kofi with kicks and a tag to Bourne. Bourne takes Epico down and with a Hurricane Rana for a 2. Primo comes in and eventually gets a 2 count. They double team Bourne and get another 2 count. More double teaming by Primo and Epico and get another 2. Bourne gets caught in a backbreaker and covered for another 2. Rosa taunted Bourne as Epico lifted him up. 3 straight back suplexes and a 2. Epico mocks Kofi and throws Bourne on his back for a submission. Bourne rolls Epico up for a 2. He goes to work on with kicks, but is blocked. Bourne dropped Epico with knees. Kofi and Primo come in off tags. Kofi dumps Epico onto the floor, took out Primo. Kofi hit the boom drop. Primo blocked Trouble in Paradise with a kick. Kofi gets up top and hits the crossbody for 2. Bourne took out Epico on the floor. Kofi takes advantage of the ring and gets a pin on Primo to retain the tag championships. Backstage, Josh Matthews is outside of a trainer's room where Booker T is being checked on by the trainers and what have you. Matthews says Cody Rhodes walked by smiling earlier and speculates that their match is off. Teddy Long is backstage dressed in a Santa Claus, or dressed as Santa Claus when Hornswoggle, the elf, walks in. This is where I come in, and me and my buddy was watching the pay-per-view. They do some comedy, and Teddy presented Hornswoggle with an Ebonics book, so he won't embarrass himself again like he did on Raw, Teddy says. Hornswoggle yanked Teddy's beard down and stomps on his foot before running off. He said, "You're not no Santa Claus." Tables match, Wade Barrett versus Randy Orton was up next. Tables are all lined up down the ring, or down to the ring as Randy Orton makes his way out first. His opponent Wade Barrett's up next. Well, does this match end like the Zack Ryder? Don't think so. Orton struck first with a kick, and they traded right hands. Orton ducked a clothesline and connected with a backbreaker. Orton stomped on Barrett and goes outside to the floor to get a table. Barrett got up, kicked the table into Orton's face. Barrett come out to the floor and slammed Orton into the apron before working him over. Barrett brought it back in the ring, grabbed the table himself, he also bringing it onto the ring apron. Orton kicked it back into Barrett and causing it to hit him in the nose. Orton comes back out to the floor and slams Barrett into the steel steps. Barrett is busted open now, so he's got a lip bleeding or what have you. Orton beats Barrett up to the stage area where several tables are. Barrett took control and goes to slam Orton through the table, but Orton countered. They fought back toward the ring, and Orton looks to suplex. Barrett looked to suplex Orton through a table from the apron. Barrett fall off the suplex and slams Orton into the ring post and then the steps. Barrett ran over Orton with a big boot and goes down on the floor. Barrett set up a table on the floor and goes at it with Orton. Barrett slams Orton's face into the table, lays him on top of it. Barrett goes to the top rope. But Orton rolls off the table. Barrett comes down and slams Orton twice into the apron. Barrett brings Orton back into the ring. Barrett come off the second rope with a big elbow drop. Barrett choked Orton with a top rope and hit him with a knee to the head. Barrett went for a big boot. Orton put Orton through the table, but Orton falls onto the apron and hangs on. Barrett propped up a table in the corner, and Barrett scoops Orton and goes to slam him through the table. Orton slides out and hits clotheslines, followed by his followed by a scoop slam. Well, that's his combo. I should have remembered that. Barrett blocked the DDT, which is the draping DDT, and sent Orton to the apron. Orton countered and dropped through the table on the floor. Orton fights out and hits the second rope draping DDT into the ring. Orton went for the RKO, but Barrett pushes him into the table, but Orton stops it from breaking. Barrett caught Orton in a big sidewalk slam. Barrett just slams the table on top of Orton as he's laying on the mat. Barrett set up Orton on top of the table and climbed to the second rope. Barrett came down to send Orton through the table, but Orton hops up, gets up in time, and catches Barrett and puts him with an RKO, but Barrett's knees that it was already hitting and broke part of the table himself. So they just played it like he actually put him through the table himself. The only thing that actually went through the table was Barrett's knees. Because he actually jumped over the table. Orton caught him with the RKO. So Randy won the match. Bella turns backstage, sitting on Teddy Claus's lap, arguing about who's the bad and who's the good twin is. Teddy says he has presents for them both of them. Well, he hands them business cards with his number on them, in case they ever want to play any reindeer games. And they push him off and leave. They actually slapped him and left. Swagger walked in and says Teddy is the most ridiculous Santa ever in Santa history, and the most ridiculous GM ever. Swagger asked what Teddy is going to do about Mark Henry hitting him on SmackDown. Teddy tells Swagger to sit on his lap and they can work something out. Swagger refuses and Sheamus walked in. Apparently Teddy was looking for Sheamus anyway. Sheamus and Swagger have words before getting it in each other's face. Teddy made a match that was already scheduled for this pay-per-view anyways. Swagger versus Sheamus for later on after the Divas match. With Divas title matches up next, Kelly versus Beth Phoenix. We go to the ring, and out comes Divas champion Beth Phoenix, followed by her opponent Kelly in new ring attire. In yellow ring attire, get this now. Apparently Kelly got this match for winning the Divas Slammy. They have words to start the match. Beth missed a slap, and Kelly slapped her. Beth ends up on the outside on the floor. Kelly leaped from the apron and slams Beth's face into the floor. Kelly applied a submission on the ropes and keeps on with the offense. Beth turned things around in the corner and slams Kelly into the mat. Beth unloaded with stomps, punches, and elbows to the back. Beth with a 2 count. Beth stands on Kelly and at the bottom rope now. Beth slams Kelly on the back of her head and puts her in a submission. Beth continues, but Kelly counters with a bulldog. Kelly goes crazy on Beth and climbs to the second rope. Beth catches her in midair and slams her for 2. Beth with another 2 and a third pin attempt. Beth with more right hands before climbing to the top rope. Beth misses a big leg drop as Kelly rolls out of the way. Beth countered Kelly's leg drop and goes for the glam slam. Kelly blocked it. Rolled out of the way. Beth countered Kelly's leg drop and goes for the glam slam. Kelly blocked it and rolled up for a 2. Beth with another roll up. Beth catches Kelly on her shoulders and slams her face first with a version of the electric chair. Beth crawls over and covers her for the pin. Beth finish retains. Alberto Del Rio's backstage yelling at Ricardo for not having his car ready for tonight. Del Rio tells Ricardo to go get him some food. Miz walks up and talks about their alliance being over when the bell rings. Del Rio says that there was never an alliance. He was just using the Miz. Miz rips on Del Rio's title reign and the Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl run. Del Rio run down Miz and calls him weak, pathetic. Ricardo comes back in with food for Del Rio. Miz shoves it in Ricardo's face and walks off. Well, it wasn't much food. It was only some type of a pie. I think it was lemon meringue pie. Well, that's your funny segment of the pay-per-view. Del Rio shoved Ricardo to the floor and walked off. Like I said, here's pie in your face. Well, he got the pie in his face, all right. Intercontinental title match is up next. Booker versus Cody Rhodes. Well, not. They go to the ring. Out comes Booker first for the next match. Cody Rhodes runs down from behind and attacks Booker on the way to the ring. Cody beat up Booker again until officials made a save. The doctor tells Booker he has to go to the back to be checked out again. Well, then we get a video package looking at the history between Triple H and Kevin Nash. And that's up next. The sledgehammer ladder match. We see the sledgehammer hanging above the ring. It looks like it's a very small sledgehammer. Because the head of the ladder didn't even look as thick as the wood that was holding it. Okay, and ladder set up around the ring. Kevin Nash makes his way out first, followed by Triple H. And yes, this match actually happens the way it is. The winner of the match is the one that enters last. Bell rings and Nash strikes first with a knee. Nash works over Triple H until he turns it around in the corner with a bunch of right hands. Nash with another knee and takes Triple H to the corner. Nash with a big elbow to the face before running into a kick. Triple H with more rights in the corner. Nash turns it around in the corner again and hits some more knees to the gut. Nash beats Triple H to the mat and clubs him over the back again. Nash came back with thrusts to the gut. Triple H runs the ropes and knocks Nash out to the floor. Triple H slams Nash into the announcer's table and goes for the ladder. Nash cuts him off. Nash grabs the ladder himself and rams Triple H in the head with it, sending him over the fan barrier. Nash brings the ladder back in the ring. Triple H comes in on top of the announcer's table and leaps off for the clothesline. And the sledgehammer did not look very high off the ring anyways. It's like, Kevin Nash is almost 7 foot tall. Well, I think if he would have just barely stood on the second ladder ring, that he could have grabbed the sledgehammer and used it himself. Well, back to the action. Okay, Nash bring the ladder into the ring. Triple H comes on top of the announcer table and leads off for a clothesline. Taking Nash out on the floor, Triple H with a flurry of right hands. Triple H knocks the ladder over and sends Nash over the fan barrier with a right hand. Triple H charges and run. Triple H charges, but runs into a big elbow from Nash. Nash came back over the fan barrier and dropped Triple H on the top of it. Triple H countered and sent Nash into the ring post. Triple H kicked out. Nash. Triple H kicks Nash's leg out from underneath him and rolls him into the ring. Triple H then brings the ladder in, and now we have two ladders on the ring. Triple H uses the ladder on Nash's leg repeatedly. Triple H then sets Nash's leg between the ladder and stomps away on it. Now he puts Nash's leg through the rungs and locks him in a figure 4 leg lock. While his leg is stuck in the ladder, Triple H breaks it and sets up a ladder in the corner. Triple H continues assault on the leg. Nash comes back and whips Triple H hard into the corner where the ladder is. Triple H lands on the floor and Nash falls back to the mat. Nash slides a ladder out of the ring and hits Triple H in the head with it. Nash laid the ladder in the corner on the second rope. Nash worked Triple H over on the apron before bringing it back in the ring. Nash hits a big side slam on the top of the ladder. Nash has the ladder on the bottom of the ladder. Nash rolled Triple H out to the floor and followed. Nash took apart the announcer's table after dropping Triple H again. Nash goes to the jackknife powerbomb Triple H through it, but Triple H countered and backdropped him over the table. Triple H comes back in the ring and sets up a ladder under the sledgehammer. Okay, Triple H climbs up, but Nash pulls him down. Nash with a big right hand, and Triple H comes down to the mat. Nash sets up the ladder in the corner again. Nash whips Triple H into the ladder, and then chokeslams him, takes his shoulder straps down. Nash goes to powerbomb Triple H through the table, but Triple H rammed him back into the corner where the ladder is. Triple H knocks Nash to the floor with the ladder and sets the climb for the sledgehammer. Nash climbed the other side of the ladder as Triple H touches the sledgehammer but can't unlock it or unhook it. They trade shots, and on top of the ladder, Triple H uses the hanging sledgehammer to knock Nash off the ladder and through the table. So that means he's just taking the sledgehammer and just did a pendulum swing with it to knock him off. Okay. Triple H uses the hanging sledgehammer and knocks the Nash off the ladder and through the table. Okay. Triple H unhooked the sledgehammer and brings it down as Nash barely is able to get up and lean into the ropes. Triple H takes out Nash's legs with the sledgehammer and unloads with it. Triple H throws the sledgehammer away and goes for the pedigree. Nash's leg goes out and he falls. Triple H grabs him again and connects with the pedigree. The crowd wants one more pedigree, but Triple H grabs the sledgehammer. He sits on his knees and throws the click sign up. Nash sits on his knees begging for the friendship to come back. And Triple H shakes his head no. He responds with a cross chop. And sledgehammer shot for the pin and the win. After the match, Triple H celebrated as Nash is loaded on stretchers by trainers and taken out of the arena. Matt Striker is backstage with CM Punk. We see footage of the tag match on Monday's Raw where Del Rio and Miz beat Punk up. Punk says something caught his eyes when he watched that clip all week. Something more painful than the attack himself, he said. Punk talked about John Laurinaitis accepting the Slammy for Superstar of the Year on his behalf. Punk says he has yet to receive the Slammy when Laurinaitis walks up. Laurinaitis says he mailed it, and with the holidays season, it will take some time to get it to him. Punk says when TLC is over with, Laurinaitis will still have to put up with him as WWE champion. Laurinaitis points out that he's taller than Punk, and he wishes him good luck and Merry Christmas. Punk says luck is for losers and walks off. Sheamus versus Swagger is up next. Swagger came out first with Vicky Guerrero at his side. Sheamus is out next, and here is your winner again. As your winner is always 99% the second guy that came out. They lock up, but Swagger struck first. Sheamus takes it and tells him to bring it. Sheamus unloaded on Swagger and drops elbows on him for 2. Sheamus with more offense in the corner before knocking Swagger to the mat. Swagger catches Sheamus with an abdominal stretch, but Sheamus fights out and hits a bunch of forearms to the chest on the apron. Sheamus knocks Swagger out to the floor and tries to suplex him back in. Sheamus knocks Swagger back to the floor. They go at it on the floor. Swagger rams Sheamus into the apron and throws him back into the barrier. Swagger stomps away as Vicky cheers him on. Swagger brings it back in the ring and hits on Swagger. Hits the Swagger bomb in the corner for a 1 count. Swagger worked Sheamus over and taunted him. Sheamus came back with a big clothesline and shots to the face. Sheamus unloaded in the corner until the referee backed him off. Sheamus slammed Swagger for 2. Sheamus goes up top. Swagger knocked him to the floor. Swagger goes to the floor, but Sheamus rams him back into the apron and tosses him into the barrier again. Sheamus brings it back in the ring and climbs to the top. Sheamus comes down with a battering ram and covers for a 2 count. Sheamus misses the big kick, and Swagger takes his leg out. Swagger with a big elbow from the second rope. Swagger locked in the ankle lock, but Sheamus breaks it, sending Swagger to the floor. Swagger goes for the knee again, but Sheamus hits the big kick to the face for the win. Josh Matthews is backstage with Big Show. Show says he is feeling it, and he has Mark Henry beat tonight. Show says he has the freedom to hit Henry with a steel chair as much as he wants. Show says his 9-year drought from the world title is over, and Henry's reign is over as well. Chairs match for the world heavyweight title. Big Show versus Mark Henry. Big Show comes out first. Well, this one did not end up like that. The winner was the first one coming out in this one. Henry was up next. Lillian Garcia does the official ring introduction for this match, and we go to action. Bell rings and Show goes straight to the floor. He throws over a dozen steel chairs in the ring and says it's payback time. Henry keeps in control and goes for a big slam, but Show fights him off. Henry goes back to the hand and stomps a choke slam. Stops a choke slam. Henry swings a steel chair, but Show hits Henry first with a big knockout punch. Henry goes down and Show covers him for the pin on the world title. Like I said, that match wasn't very much at all. Henry did try and put Show's leg through a chair and what have you, or arm. I think it was an arm, the hand. Well, so far you got the new champion, temporarily. After the match, Show looked at the title when Henry attacked from behind with a chair, taking his leg out. Henry DDT Show on top of a steel chair. Daniel Bryan runs down and catches in with Money in Bank. Guess what? No interruption for Teddy Long. But Big Show's white. Bryan covered Show to become the new world heavyweight champion. So now you have the new champion. A new WWE champion in Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan celebrated with the world title and says this is for everyone who had supported him the last 12 years. Bryan goes to the fans to celebrate as Show looks on. It's like, how many times have you helped Daniel to get the belt and then just not have any remorse in it when he pinned Show? It's like, okay, Show just goes, are you kidding me? And that was his look. Okay. Next up is your Intercontinental match. But first, Josh Matthews backstage with Booker T, who is going to try and compete. Matthews tries to talk him out of it. Booker says he's in a lot of pain, but after tonight, Cody is going to be in a lot more. Booker didn't ask for this fight, but he's going to finish it. We go to the ring. Out first comes their WWE Intercontinental Champion, Cody Rhodes. Again, this match is the first one coming out. Winner. Booker's out next, as Booker has been doing the first one coming out the last two times. Bell rings and Booker took Cody to the corner with shots to the head. Booker dropped Cody with an elbow and scoops him. Booker slammed Cody again. Cody goes behind Booker. Counters with a big kick to the face for a 2. Booker tossed Cody over the ropes and out to the floor. Booker with a big chop and a right hand to the floor. Booker slams Cody into the barrier before bringing him back in the ring. Cody catches him coming in and tries to suplex him. Booker countered, but Cody knocked him off the apron and hits the floor with a forearm. Cody took control on the floor, worked over Booker before rolling him back in. Cody took Booker to the mat for a submission. Booker came back with chops, but Cody kicked him in the head and takes the knee out. Cody with a 2 count. Booker fights out with a full Nelson, but Cody whipped him to the corner. Cody runs into an elbow and they clothesline each other at the same time. Clotheslines and a big side slam for 2. Booker with a big spine buster. Booker got the crowd behind him and does the spin-a-rooney. The spin-a-rooney dazes Booker, makes him real dizzy, and he misses a scissors kick as his patent finishers. Cody come off the second rope and with a beautiful disaster from whatever his move is, but Booker kicked out at 2. Booker is still loopy and gets caught with another kick off the ropes for the win. Cody Rhodes retains. Coleslaw and Jerry the King Lawler run down what's happened tonight so far. Cole predicted Daniel Bryan will have a short title reign. Triple threat TLC match for the world title. Miz versus Alberto Del Rio versus CM Punk. We see the WWE title hanging high from above the ring. Tables, ladders, and chairs are all around the ring. Ricardo Rodriguez begins the introductions as Alberto Del Rio makes his way to the ring. Out next is The Miz, followed by WWE Champion CM Punk. This match ends again with the last man coming out. Last man came out as your winner. Alright, the bell rung and Punk fought both Del Rio and Miz. They finally get him against the ropes and beat him down. Punk ducks a double clothesline and takes them both down. Punk with a big kick and a double suplex, and continue stopping on Punk. Miz and Del Rio go to the floor. Miz goes for a ladder but chases Ricardo off. Del Rio smacks Miz with a chair and beats him around on the floor. Del Rio grabs the ladder but turns it around to Punk, diving through the ropes and onto him and with a ladder. Punk throws the ladder at Del Rio and brings Miz back in the ring. Punk sets Miz on the top of the barrier and props a chair up. Punk runs off the chair and hits the high knee to the corner. Del Rio come back and they go in the ring. Punk got handcuffed by Ricardo Rodriguez to a ladder, while Del Rio climbed up for the title. Punk broke the ladder to get uncuffed from it. What they did is put him through handcuffed him through the table, not the table, but the ladder. Wrapped his handcuffs around the ladder and what have you. This is the first time he's handcuffed, because he will be handcuffed again to the turnbuckle. Okay, let's see, where was I? Okay, Del Rio running. Let's see, Punk tosses Miz to the apron. Punk goes for a superplex, but Del Rio runs in with a big kick, knocking Punk off the top and to the floor. Through a table, the crowd chants "Holy shit!" as Del Rio goes out to the floor and throws Miz onto the table and ladder. Del Rio throws another ladder at Miz and beats him down with a chair. Del Rio chokes Miz with a ladder now. Del Rio locked the cross arm breaker on the Miz while his arm is still wrapped in the ladder. Del Rio broke the hold and grabs the chair, heading back for Punk. Del Rio now has 2 chairs. He threw one on top of Punk and smacks it with the other. Punk lays on the floor on the broken table. Del Rio continues assaulting Punk with the chairs now. Del Rio wrapped Punk's arm in the chairs now and applies the cross arm breaker before finally releasing it. Del Rio goes in the ring with a ladder where the ladder is set up. Del Rio climbed for the WWE title, but Punk and Miz enter the ring. They shove the ladder over and Del Rio falls with the ropes between his legs as he's been crotched, so to speak. Del Rio falls down to the floor and holds himself in pain. Punk and Miz trade shots from their knees in the ring. Using their good arms, Punk gets up and kicks, but they both clothesline at the same time, and they both go down. Ricardo Rodriguez comes up and in the ring and climbs to the ladder for the WWE title. Punk, same time, go down. They both clothesline at the same time. Okay, they both clothesline at the same time and they go down. Ricardo Rodriguez comes in and climbs the ladder for the WWE title. Punk and Miz shove the ladder over Ricardo, falls to the outside of the ring and through the table. Another holy shit chant from the crowd as Ricardo landed hard. Punk hit Miz with headbutts and goes for the GTS. Miz countered and Punk blocked the skull crushing finale. Punk charged in the corner, but Miz moves and he hits the ring post. Miz runs over and handcuffs Punk to the ring post, which is actually the turnbuckle, like I was saying. Miz looks at Punk and smiles at him. Punk swings, but Miz missed my spot. Lost my spot. Okay, Punk swings, but Miz taunts him. Punk manages to reach around with a big kick, and Miz drops to the mat. Miz is down, and Punk is still handcuffed to the ring post as the WWE title hangs high. Del Rio brings a ladder in the ring as Punk tries taking the turnbuckle apart. Del Rio and Miz both set ladders up as the crowd chants for Punk. Punk is unscrewing the turnbuckle and breaks it free as Miz and Del Rio are on the ladder. All three men are now on ladder trading shots. Miz gets knocked off. Now Punk and Del Rio are on the same ladder. Punk sends Del Rio to the mat. Punk goes for the WWE title, but Miz pulls him down. Miz climbs up for the title belt, but Punk pulls him down. Punk nails the GTS on Miz. Punk climbs back up to the WWE title and grabs it for the win. After the match, Punk sat up on a ladder opposed with the WWE title. As they show replays, and TLC goes off the air with Punk sitting up high with the WWE title. Thanks for viewing, and y'all have a safe weekend. What's left of it? Well, it's now a new week. Thanks, and peace out.